In this next article from the Daily Mail, Louisiana man given life for selling $30 worth of marijuana to an undercover cop was released after 9 years. Derek Harris, a veteran of the Gulf War, was handed the life sentence in June 2012 after he sold 0.69 grams of marijuana to an undercover policeman. On Thursday, a judge ruled that he had to be released. That is insane. Less than a gram? Like, I'm in Oregon, dude. It's legal to smoke weed here. I bought this at the store down the street from this cute little chick who you would swear is a lefty, but she's totally not a lefty. Wow. That was just 9 years ago, huh? 2010, that's when I started engineering school. Well, 2009, 2010. That was my first year in engineering school. Took a long time to get me to work up into math that high. Wow, that was just recently. So where was this? Wow, war veteran too. And this was in Louisiana, the state that had the Confederate flag on their flag, which, okay, given the fact that the Confederate flag was on the flag of Louisiana, how can it be a hate symbol? Right? Well, it's because the Anti-Defamation League is totally corrupt. You can't listen to anything that the Jewish people are saying anymore about anti-Semitism, because anti-Semitism, the root of anti-Semitism is blame of other people for stuff that they did not do. When you say the Jews control the world, you are saying that you are blaming Jews for this group of evil people, abstract people that quote unquote control the world. It's totally not true. There's a lot of different power players that are of various religions. Jews are in there because they are strong and smart, wonderful people. And they will, if there's ever a group gathering of the world's best and brightest, you can bet your bottom dollar the Israelis will be showing up and they will have cool stuff to show you. This is why I like these people. But people like to blame them, saying that they did these certain things, and then the whole Nazism or the purebred thing wasn't really inherently a part of Nazism. That was where they thought Jews were like inferior because they weren't purebreds. I think what it was they were trying to compete, and you either proved you were not inferior or not. I think they've definitely proven that they are a not inferior people by any way, shape, or form. But people like to blame the ADL just has gone fruitcake with what they're calling is hate speech. It's absolutely fruitcake. I think that they're doing a very, very disservice to the Jewish people, because once you start making the pile of the far right very large and putting people in it that are normal people, what you end up with is a very large group of far right people who are very angry at you. This is not what you want. But by all definitions, the Israelis are a two-state solution. This can be considered far right if you look at it. The Democrats do view that as far right. What does this have to do about this? The ADL is the one who's been pushing a lot of this Confederate flag as a hate symbol. It's not actually true. It's actually the battle flag of Robert E. Lee, which was, he was not everybody was racist back then, but he was not one of the horribly racist people. He was a general who fought for his country, and he was one of their best. And whereas you could say that wasn't our country, he fought against us. A lot of other people would also say, then you would have to then say everybody who fought in the Civil War against us were not Americans, in which case it would not be a civil war. So you're wrong. But when the Israelis are definitely more of a conservative crowd, they match check a lot of the conservative things, except for the leftist Jewish people who will pander to the ADL and the people who would buy into what they think is hate symbols. And this, I think this perpetuates anti-Semitism. When you hassle people over, label them as racist, toxic, try to prevent them from getting jobs, it makes them hate you. You just keep putting people in the far right pile, expanding the definition from it used to be that you wanted a dictator, you wanted a steep social hierarchy, to now it's anybody who's racist, anybody who doesn't like Muslims, anybody who wants to enforce the immigration policies, they're all far right. And so what you've done at that point in time, luckily America is not far right. The conservatives in America support classical liberalism. That's what we're trying to conserve in America. That's what I am trying to conserve, is classical liberalism, the traditional family structure, because it is the vast majority of affluent people come from a two-parent household. It's because you need to have both a mother and a father in order to be the strongest, smartest, and well-off that you can be. That does not mean that if you did not have those, that you faced adversary or adversity and you overcome it and that you're not a strong person. Of course not. No. The fact is, the people who had a mother and a father have a much higher GPAs and a lower crime rate and drug abuse rate. Facts are facts. What does this have to do with this? This is so Harris had a 1991 conviction for dealing cocaine plus robbery, burglary, and theft. So it wasn't just a possession. See, this is fake news. They say jailed for selling $30 worth of marijuana, but he had multiple other offenses. And was he on parole? Wasn't his first offense. I do think it's stupid, but it's not exactly what the title said. It was a multiple offense. That sucks. Let's legalize drugs. No reason for this to even happen. Is there anything else here that I want to cover? Here in this next article,